Further back though, there was more incident that was caused by this this Bottas-Ricciardo tangle, and it all kicks off in the midfield because basically Bottas is pointing the wrong way at a tricky part of the track. There's a lot of smoke everywhere and people can't really see him and can't really judge where to go. So let's ride on board with Esteban Ocon down to turn 1 from the back of the grid. Nearly hits Mick Schumacher there, is a little bit close, and then picks his outside line. And now, where on earth is Valtteri Bottas? You can just see a load of smoke up in the distance there, and you know that there's going to be some level of incident. There's a few cars already thinking about going off the track. You've got Sergio Perez up there. You've got Charles Leclerc through there, and they've just clearly seen some incident, thought, let's get out of this one and go across the grass. For Ocon, he's clearly on the track. He's got cars either side, and the crucial bit here is going to be Mick Schumacher coming across and Fernando Alonso on the right-hand side of Schumacher coming across as well. So that's Alonso, that is Schumacher. Now Alonso is trying to get out of the way because he's looking at a head-on here with Bottas, who now we can see emerging from the smoke in there. So Alonso's just on a bit of a instinct survival mode here. He comes across, Schumacher goes across with him, and Ocon now, you can see the steering lock of Esteban Ocon completely to the left. He's now trying to get out of the way, but the problem is we've now got a front wing of Yuki Tsunoda on the inside. So it's almost like a video game crash now, this one for Esteban Ocon, where first of all, he's backed out of it quite a lot. But first of all, we've got Mick Schumacher coming across and simply driving over the front right of Ocon, and that's Schumacher out of the race, and you can see the suspension's just gone. Within a second, you've got Yuki Tsunoda now coming across, and he drives over the front left. So Ocon's just sitting there, trying to mind his own business, trying to survive this one, backs out of it. You've got, boof, Schumacher taking himself out, boof, Tsunoda taking himself out, and somehow through it all, the front suspension is obviously very strong on the Alpine, and the fact that he backed out of it a lot saves Esteban Ocon, and he carries on, and he's going to finish the Grand Prix. But you can see Tsunoda out and Schumacher out as well, and it's clear to see on board with Mick what happens with Fernando Alonso. So Mick now trying to get the inside line, nearly swerves accidentally into Ocon on the straight. Comes through the corner. Alonso now is cautious. He backs off very early, seeing spinning cars, and then just dives to the left. Schumacher really, at this point, has nowhere to go. He's either going to crash into Alonso or he's just got to turn left and hope that there's a car getting out the way. It's not getting out the way. It's Ocon, and Schumacher drives over his right front, as we've seen. And then for Tsunoda, now I think Tsunoda's maybe the one here that can possibly avoid this whole collision. Gets an all right start, but then gets out-dragged by Mazepin. So the two Haas cars starting in the midfield because of the grid penalties that we're kicking off on Saturday. Mazepin to the outside. Now, Tsunoda now looking to try and go around the outside of Esteban Ocon. Has a big oversteer. You can again see all the smoke. It's all kicking off. A few cars coming across the grass on the left-hand side there. And at this point, I think Yuki could maybe be one of those cars now to just go across there like the Ferrari has, like the Red Bull has, and just get out of it. When there's an incident there, you know everyone's going to sort of squeeze into the area that's not blocked, and it's Tsunoda here that's just keeping his AlphaTauri on the track. And so when everyone else is coming across, they're going to hit him. I'm not really a fan of people just driving for the runoff areas at the first opportunity, but I think in this instance, maybe it's a bit of inexperience for Tsunoda. I think maybe a more experienced driver would have done that and got out the way. But Tsunoda realises only too late. You can see here he's turning slightly left, but he's not really bolting for the runoff at all. And then finally he sees the incident coming. There we go. Finally it's full lock to the left, but it's way too late. And he runs over the front of Esteban Ocon, and he's into retirement. And it's a shame for Tsunoda because he had a really strong weekend. Had a grid penalty, which put him there in the first place, but made Q3, had a lot of pace. Gasly had a lot of pace in a fantastic race as well. So maybe this was a chance for Yuki to get a really strong recovery race under his belt, but kind of half not his fault because it was Bottas's collision that put everyone towards him. But again, maybe a bit of an experience meant that he didn't come across the chicane, and if he did, he might have survived for another day. Well, that was a look at some incident from the first corner, but there was action through the Grand Prix as well. The fastest lap battle that seemed bizarre and hard fought till the end, and a little bit of a run-in for Daniel Ricciardo and Lance Stroll. Check it out on F1 TV.